next one, but I don't really know how to do that. So I'm just going to get going here. Let's get ourselves going.
Hailing from the cloudy planet Altair, the proud Alkari are an old race of avian hominids. Although well known for their peaceful disposition, they are fierce in combat, and will rarely back out of a fight if they believe they have.
This guy is so slow at reading.
The Skylord rules.
What do you think? So we've got, these are, you know, it's a typical, stereotypical kind of 4X. Or there's the really tough guys, there's the really thin, nerdy guys, there's the humans, and then there's the weird guys, which are these.
The blazing savannas of Fieras gave rise to the ruthless.
It's kind of weird seeing like a cat with tits. Like, you know, like obviously just like 2. Normally cats have 6. She's freaking me out. Who should I be? That's the question. There's only 6 races in the game so far.
And their long history as hunters has shaped their culture fittingly.
I'm probably going to rule out the 2 really aggressive dudes. This dude's like basically out of Mass Effect.
The cold-blooded Sakura from the planet Sla seem uncouth and unenlightened to many of the other races.
You vote lizard people.
However, their hulking forms and rustic rituals belie an enduring
They are
memory
numerous,
that has
brutish,
helped
and
them
inarticulate.
survive.
How is this suitable for my stream
They
in
are
any way?
lorded over by the hierarch, a long-lived progenitor.
Wouldn't you rather be like a sexy cat?
The blazing savannas of Fieras.
Why does that guy have to read so slowly? Oh, hey, we can have extra arms. Unsympathetic and creative. That sounds like me. Brilliant, unsympathetic, and creative. Brilliant's probably open for debate.
Each quantum investigates independently in order to contribute to the knowledge of the whole. The Cylon are a peaceful race and only keep fleets of highly advanced warships as defense.
The Chewbacca cat. These are the aggressive dudes as well, like headstrong, territorial, ferocious.
Committed to the preservation of nature, fearless and brutal in combat. They rely on their strength.
I could go with these guys.
While their heavily armored fleets
They're more like teddy bears than
enemy attacks.
Wookiees.
Fiercely territorial, they are usually reluctant to strike the first blow, but they will.
Like, also, why is one of his teeth out of his mouth and the other one's in?
Their rich,
it's kind of weird.
Life revolves around the hag.
You're going on looks. Alright.
Speaks for nature itself. It was the
I am going to keep that other chat window open because it's useful. We'll keep that one going. Oh, I've got so many windows everywhere. I need a 3rd monitor. I might look at that. But if I have to buy a new router as well, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. I need to rearrange things just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so we are not constant at 1 megabit. 1 megabit a second. But the Alkari, they're like birds. Lofty, inflexible, and honourable.
The proud Alkari are an old race of avian
Yeah,
hominids.
they got some beam defense.
Although well known for their peaceful disposition, they are fierce in combat, and will rarely
Everyone's
back out
fierce
of
in
a fight
combat in
if
this.
they believe they have just cause.
There's like no,
The
hey, we're really
Skylord
peaceful.
rules over the flock uncontested. He is the de facto commander of all Alkari
Should we be the
fleets,
birds?
crewed by highly skilled and
Also, it says
soldiers.
he says
Their
Altair,
pilots are among the
but I prefer
Alkari religion
the very
believes
first Assassin's
every
Creed version, which is Altair.
and their zeal can oftentimes be
I think we'll do that. Altair.
They believe the god of sky created the Alkari to gaze over every horizon, and have been driven into space to fulfill that calling.
Let's go with these guys then. One thing to bear in mind when I'm streaming to 3 different services via another provider is there is going to be a longer delay. So it has to get to these guys at Restream, and then they have to send it on. And that means you are going to see it a little bit later. So chat's going to be, from my perspective, it's going to be a little bit delayed, unfortunately. We're going with the birds. Altair. Yes, we'll do a spiral galaxy. Let's have a massive galaxy. I don't know what... It doesn't give you any information on what So I know, like from astronomy, what the age of a galaxy would do to the galaxy, but whether that's actually true in this game or not is a little bit up for debate. Big Bang Seed. Oh, I can't type letters in there. I was going to put that's what she said, but not allowed. Okay. I'll go with that'd be really funny. Okay, we'll do that. I'll just keep that at average. Yeah, and we can't add anybody else in here. Random events are on. I don't know what pixel ships is. That a different art style or something? Pirates are on, monsters are on, racial traits, balanced starting conditions, victory types, excellence 500. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Excellence 500. But I assume I am already excellent. Let's get going. So this is new. This is based on the 3 previous games from a long time ago, the Space 4X games of Master of Orion and its 2 sequels. Various gaming services are very slow to update their game lists. And notice this when we played Bus Simulator. It had to go down as Bus Simulator 2012 because the 2016 one wasn't in at the time of release.
Time beyond measure
And the same's true here. Let's watch this.
Through honor and discipline, their proud lineage mastered the skies, and with them all that which lays below, but their hearts yearn for ever wider horizons. It is time now for the Alkari flock to put their abilities to the ultimate test, to soar beyond their golden clouds and seek out new skylines in the endless wild black yonder.
Here we go.
Ah, Your Imperial Highness, such an
Oh,
honor.
God.
Greetings, blessings, salutations. Yes. I'm here as your advisor, High One.
They actually
The
subtitled the
Venus
shriek.
Quail, highly learned of the Flock's Science Academy. I am sworn to put my knowledge to the service of the Flock.
That shriek. Oh god. That is the most annoying voice actor ever. Like, how do they get these people? Like, so the devs kind of went, oh, well, let's call up a voice actor and go, we need you to come into the studio and act like a bird for about a day. Would that sound alright to you? Yeah, that's annoying. As you'll find out in this game, that the AI, well, not the AI, but the kind of advisors and everything, they're all really annoying. The voice acting is really annoying. Like, it's good quality, it's deliberately annoying. I think they're going for the traditional sort of Masters of Orion. Oh, we're really quirky and funny, but only certain people will find that quirkiness funny. I'm not one of them. But let's continue. So we've got our ship here. Oh god. No! You may not interrupt. Right, so he's telling me that I can do various things. I have a... Maybe this isn't the best place to put the webcam. In fact, I'm going to move it, because you can't see my fleet box when I'm there. Let's just move that across to the other side. You won't be able to see the number of turns now, but I guess that's a lesser problem. We'll move the chat as well, because that's in the way. Annoyingly, it mutes the game when you switch out of it to move things around. Oh! So here's my fleet, my starting fleet, which is 2 scouts and a frigate. Which is not very good. And it does have, if you've ever seen Galactic Civilization, or... I mean, this is like, at the moment, they're planning to have more features, but hey, I didn't notice you could turn them around. Whee! Woo! It's basically Gal Civ for dummies. As in, everything is super simplified. For no apparent reason. Other than perhaps they haven't had time to put all the mechanics in. It has some interesting mechanics, but not enough. But we'll get onto that. So I'm going to take 1 scout, and we're going to go explore over here. Take another scout, I'm going to go explore over here. And this should be a randomly generated galaxy, as you can see. I mean, this is the largest map. This isn't that large. And for some reason all the stars are remarkably equidistant. And this is supposed to be an entire galaxy. and there's only about 100 stars in it, rather than about a few billion, a few hundred billion probably. But we'll just gloss over that for the purposes of the game. So we're going to leave our frigate here defending this planet. I'll just stick that on guard. People familiar with 4X games will be familiar with the guard concept. Oh god.
What wisdom do you seek?
I seek the wisdom of being able to punch the shit out of you because you're annoying. Unfortunately, that's not on this list. So, I mean, these are the number of turns it's going to take us to build various things here. 17 turns. So, basically, my strategy here last time, which was quite successful, was try and multiply quickly. Teresa Scott is back. Welcome back, Teresa. You never stop, do you? You played tennis. Wow. You're only good at tennis. I'm quite good at tennis. I haven't played for years. And that must have been fun. It's a good day for it as well. Nice and sunny. So, I don't want to research anything military yet because we're not going to find anyone to fight immediately. Biology will allow us to expand quicker. Shut up. Shut up, you annoying bird bastard. To advance the game, yeah, okay, well, that's fine.
May I interrupt?
So we've got a colony ship. This is our colony ship. So basically it works exactly the same as every other 4X space strategy game where you need to colonize other worlds by sending some of your population on a colony ship, which is completely lacking in defenses, and at this stage of the game it doesn't really matter. If we zoom into the planet, we need to choose some production here. So we can see we've got a medium-sized planet. It's a Terran biome. I mean, the biomes aren't varied, as in they just go from really crap to really good. So they're all called different things, but it's basically just a sliding scale of 1 to 5, like 1 being the worst. So you got radiation, barren. I think the other one's like I can't remember. We'll find out. Terran, and then there's a Gaia planet. Minerals are fairly abundant. Normal gravity, and we get a research bonus because we've got some artifacts. So it works exactly the same as every. I'm going to say this a lot. You don't play much tennis. Okay, fair enough. Good basketball tournament. How many sports do you play? That's ridiculous. You got a basketball tournament. You got hit in the head by a basketball. Try not to do that again. And according to your Italian trainer. Really? Wow. So, yeah. Lots of sports. How come you spend so much time watching Twitch then if all you do is play sports? I don't get that. Twitch/Hitbox/YouTube. I need to remember to include those. So, there's a few interesting mechanics here. We've got morale. Morale's very simple in this game. But basically, people will go on strike if they have low morale for some reason. We're never going to have lower than 100% here. We can raise the tax rate, but as far as I know, tax rates change globally, not per system. And then we've got people that do research, we've got people that do food, and people that do production. So we need to choose something to produce here. I'm going to produce a factory to boost our production first of all. So that's going to take us 6 turns to complete that. But we can reallocate. Like if we drag this guy to here, we can speed it up, so now it takes 5 turns. But interestingly, the more people that you put on a particular task, the less effective that each person is. So we only get a bonus of 2. Except research, where everybody does the same amount of research, and we can bump that up later. There's also this pollution, which is an interesting mechanic. I've just found their implementation of it to be annoying, because you constantly have to stop what you're doing and clean up all the pollution, and it doesn't seem to be a reasonable kind of mitigating factor to that. So we're making 15 credits a turn, we've got 68 in the bank. This is our fleet size, so basically the purple number at the top there indicates how many points of ships you're allowed. So like a simple ship will take 1 point, up to maybe 10 for a really complicated ship. We've chosen our production. I'm going to keep the colony ship there because I don't know where we're going with it yet. Hey, I said guard. Thank you. You're not doing sport. Like, if you were doing baking though, Teresa, that does sound cool, by the way. Like, you could turn that into a sport. You could have, like, competitive baking. That'd be awesome. Biology research is completed. So now it tells us what we've unlocked, which is good. Can you shut up, you idiot? That bird thing's so annoying. Like, also, have you ever heard of, like, cutting your fingernails? Jeez. That's grim. Alright, hydroponic farm. It allows us just a base +2 food bonus. So that means we need fewer people assigned to food to sustain the same population. It's going to cost us a little bit of maintenance. That's fine. Also, we've unlocked biospheres, which is like hydroponic farm, except it's +1 research, +1 food. Engineering, so we can create destroyers with that. I'd rather get the research bonus from the government. Yeah, what I will say is that the interface in this game is brilliant. Like, it looks beautiful, and the character design is great. So we've got all these buttons up here, like diplomacy, for example. All of this stuff looks brilliant. I don't know why he's a hologram there. That looks great. And you can see all the races we haven't met, which is hiding behind the chat box right now. Oh, no, 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 go away! Oh, God. I didn't realise it would do that. We've also got the ship designer, which I'm going to explore when we unlock a few more technologies, but we can create new designs based on the technology that we've unlocked, which is brilliant. But the interface and the pop-ups and the tooltips and everything are all really good. Really like the interface compared to, say, simpler older games. So our scouts reach this area. We can see that there's 3 celestial bodies, planets here, as well as a red star. We're not going to get good resources from this star system. Now, for example, I've discovered this planet. It is a small planet and it's a desert. So it also has low gravity, and the gravity will affect how much you can do. Like, if you got a high gravity world, you get severe penalties on production and things like that, because you can't, obviously it's really hard to operate in high gravity. Next turn. This game involves a lot of clicking the next turn button. But we can explore all these planets one by one. Another small, this one's barren. So that was desert, this one's barren. That's even worse. This one is around an orange star, like our sun. So, as expected, we found... actually, that's a tundra planet, I beg your pardon. I thought that was an Earth-like, but it is tundra, so that's still not a very good find. And our home system is only connected to 2 other systems, and neither of these are going to be very good, unless this unknown planet is good. But I'll give it a try, see what it's like. If you don't like the bird, you've got to blame Mulhernator, because he was the one who said, be the birds. So we've got a huge world, but it's radiated, which means we need more technologies in order to be able to colonize this radiated world. And we'll go over here now. This is a small Terran, so this looks like a candidate for a colony ship. So I tend to prioritize population over a lot of other things. I'm going to take the frigate along with it. So we've got a fleet of 2. We've got a frigate and a colony ship. Because population gives you more options. You could focus on military or science initially, or production. But population will allow us to do all of those things.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
Do you even have wings though? Really? Oh my god. Okay, so we got a research lab, and that's just a base bonus to the research if we build it. Also, this is important, the government support facility. So we get a massive morale bonus in it. Bonus in our capital. But when we colonize another world, we'll have to keep morale high because people are away from home, etc. Let's do engineering. It's the only one left that's not going to take absolutely ages. So we can also explore these mineral belts. That's not really shown as anything. We do have another system to explore over here, so let's go over that. You can only travel between the planets, between the star systems via these kind of tunnels. Some of the tunnels as well are locked, so you need special technology to get between the systems. Automated factories completed. Yep. I know about that, having played many 4X games in the past. So, the next thing, like I said, I'm going to boost production. So I kind of want to boost research, but the first thing to do is get more people. So this is going to give us a base +2 bonus. It is going to take 5 turns. And later on, we've got 158 gold, but we could buy that with money later. But we need to have a good economy for that. And I don't tend to prioritize the economy above everything else. I think I end up playing a lot of 4X games in a very similar way. I should try some sort of gameplay themes that force me to play slightly differently. I think that might be quite useful. I'm going to rearrange my desktop once again, because what I'm interested in is is this here, which you can't see. But I'm going to mention it anyway. There we go. Okay. And then it's just a case of clicking the next turn button until something interesting happens, as with most 4X games.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness.
Also, these...
Soar ever higher.
God damn it. They're so annoying. The bird things only have about 3 different things to say, and they get old really quickly. I hope there's going to be a disable button to get rid of just the audio for those. You haven't seen the robot news presenters yet. You don't want to, but you will. So we got a new type of ship, and basically these destroyers will be able to attack planets. I've no need for these right now. And we also got the ability to shoot down incoming rockets, or shoot down incoming missiles, which is good. All of these are going to take a very long time. There's quite a lot of choice here. I'm not familiar with all of these. So civil transport. Civil transport will give us the ability to send a population from one world to another. I'm not really interested in doing that yet. Diplomacy will unlock... We're going to meet other races sooner or later, so let's get diplomacy out of the way. Mulhernator is still playing Crusader Kings 2. Wow. How many hours now, Mulhernator? You must have... How many was it? I can't even remember how many hours you'd put in. Let's continue exploring. That's a gas giant, so that's no use to any. You can't live on that gas giant. These worlds are really quite harsh. So this is a red line here, which means that nobody can travel across that line without specific technology, and it does arrive quite late in the game, so we won't be able to go there. Ultra rich mineral Terran, but it is small. Which the number at the top right there, where this says 8, the little person icon, that indicates how many people can live on it. It's not actually 8 people, obviously. It's 8 billion or whatever you want to call it. 2 gas giants. That's a really pointless system for the moment. We can do things with those later.
Is that a... Wait, no. No, wait. Yes, it is.
Attack guys, just... Right, let's colonise this. You get a nice cutscene when you're colonising it. These get old quickly, because there's only about 3 of them. Nice, so we'll have our second planet any moment. Fantastic. So this one's a small world, so it'll only support 8 people. Oh, look how little it is. So what I normally do is, rather than being production focused, what I want to do is grow as quickly as possible. So we got +4 food. It'll only take us 2 turns before we get another... It's a little bird, look at... Hey, woo! Sorry, immature fun there. What we can do is focus on getting more people. And then with more people we can diversify more easily. So we're going to carry on exploring. Let's go to Magnus. It's where the Irish cider comes from. So we've still got our frigate there. What I'm going to do is just leave the frigate over here. I don't know where it needs to be yet, so we'll leave it there. What about these other worlds? Paradise 2. It doesn't look like a paradise. It's an arid, small world. Lots of small worlds that we found so far.
Oh, yes, hat!
Oh, space factory, blah blah blah. Okay, so like a space factory is a construction vessel that we can use to build military outposts and also build things like asteroid mining, things like that. The mechanics for that are very, very simplistic when you compare them to Galciv. There's hardly any things that you can build, and they're not upgradable. So it's a definite step backwards, but like I said, early access, we don't know if they're finished with the development yet. Here is our homeworld. I think we'll get the research boost next. And then we can take somebody off research. Because basically we're adding a turn to the next technology. It goes from 8 to 9 if I take somebody off that. Again, really nice interface on that. Really easy to use. Third planet is a small Terran. Also, the planets don't follow any kind of astronomical rules. So there's no Goldilocks zone where you'd expect for each star type you'd have... In real life, you'd expect to find habitable worlds with liquid water in a specific range. There's no way that, given how close that one is, that this one would also be Terran. This one would be too cold. We'd have frozen water, which is not indicated here. A special seagrass. So, another thing that's lacking from this game as well, there's no trade. So you can't trade with other civilizations, and there's no trade resources. I'm assuming that's getting added at some point as well, because it doesn't seem right without it. Let's find out what's over here. Ah, so we've got a swamp world. It does have gold. A golden swamp world. Oh, here we go. You see what I mean now.
News Network.
You are tuned to GNN, the only network that tells you what you need to know. Bringing it to you live.
Galactic News Network, the galaxy's most reputable news source.
That's just so annoying. Like, how anyone thought that would be good in any way. It confuses me. That's not... It's just awful. Like, okay, it's funny the first time you see it, and then you realise it's basically just giving you information about the game and taking a very long time to do it. Annoyingly. I really wish they'd get rid of that. So, another gas giant, that's no use. This system... We had an orange, well, a yellow star, but, no... I mean, it is a shame that they're obviously very light on the astronomical details. Like, is this a G-type star, a K-type star? What, you know, like, give us some info here. You could just put it in little letters underneath, and just, if people didn't understand what that meant, you could just ignore it, you know? Well, I quite like games that are not afraid to give you those kind of details. Like, for example, the Galaxy and Elite Dangerous. You've got all that information. You've got the eccentricity of planet orbits, if you want.
I am the Emperor of the Bulrathi. If you wish to keep your flea-bitten pelt on your back, you'll give my kindred a wide berth.
And he blatantly has a Russian accent, because why wouldn't he? Like, casual racism in the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. He's... yeah. These guys, they're basically like the Genghis Khan of this game. So they're going to declare war on us at some point. You know it. It's just no one has come up with any innovations in characterization within 4X games in many years. So you can see our pollution stat on our prime world here has risen to 8%, and we're actually it's given as a penalty, basically. Only a 1% penalty, but that's fine for now. So, we've got the research lab. I'm going to take one of these guys and put him on... these guys are basically just working in a brothel, aren't they? Just, well, you know, not a kind of brothel where you reproduce, which is not really a brothel, is it? But that's the idea. We're trying to up our population as much as possible. There's not a lot for us to build. So I think, if I just look at the stat here, we've got 15 points available for command points. So when we go past that limit, we can't have any more ships. So I'm going to build 5 frigates, just in case I need them. Not sure. Might need them. Might not. Can't hurt. There's not a lot to build that would be useful at this stage. So this is a scout ship that he's got. And what I don't like is you have to learn these little icons. There's a tiny little icon here that tells you what type of fleet they've got. And there's no tooltip or extra information, which is not good. I prefer to see that. So he's come from that direction, so I'm going to assume they're down there, and we'll go explore this way instead.
Is that a... Wait, no. No, wait. Yes, it is.
We've got some kind of weird space fish. Space dragon. But it looks like a fish. Okay. So, I mean, we can take that on, but... unless we want to colonize that system, I don't see the point. It also looks like there's no exit from the system, so as long as we don't go over to that planet, it should probably leave us alone. Again, the space monsters' kind of mechanics are not very well fleshed out. Yet. Early access, though. You never know. Ah, and we got some pirates as well. So there's a pirate fleet in the system. Actually, when I get there probably will be an exit point, judging by the fact that they're there. Now these guys have a combined strength of 35 as a fleet. That is pretty bad. If we look at our frigate, which is over here, we have 131 just in that one ship. So when we get our 5 frigates together, we'll send them over here and take on the pirates. Because otherwise there'll be a pirate base somewhere and it'll keep on spawning pirates. A bit like the barbarians from Civilization. Alright, so... what do we got? A Terran. Medium Terran world. That looks pretty good to me. That's a long way away. So, it is annoying. Like, why can't you just go from this system to that system? It seems arbitrarily pointless to... If you wanted to make it so that you had to go through all these systems, why not rearrange this system to be further away? You know what I mean? Like, that, it's just artificially counterproductive. So we won't colonize that because it's miles away. Where are those pirates going? Alright, colony's population has grown. That's good. So, we've got our second person over here, which I'm going to assign to food. I realise it's going to take us a lot longer to build our hydroponic farm here, which will give us more food, but this means that in 8 turns we can have a third member over on Ivielda 2, which should be good.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness.
Okay.
We soar ever higher.
The Academy works tirelessly on every single research project. And you still say it in that funny voice. Alright, unlocks embassy treaty, so we can establish embassies in other civilizations now, which is useful. We're no real need for... Finances are fine for now. The deep scanner will be useful. So probably electronics. Cloning centers basically a way of expanding your population even more quickly, but I'm fine with the way we're doing it now. Atmospheric renewer will cut down on pollution, but we don't have a massive build-up yet, so let's go for this one.
Magnificent, Highness.
I mean, some of the research, I hope they tweak the research tree, because this unlocks something called an electronic computer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, computers are electronic. Unless you're talking about the traditional sense. The word computer originally meant a woman doing calculations on paper. I'm not kidding. That's what it used to mean. Because all computing tasks were done by women because, hey, we didn't live in an equal society a number of years ago, and that's what they called them. So, we've revealed Jeremy Paxson over here, and an unknown system with a yellow star, so that's worth exploring. But this one's no use. With that space monster here, he's got a strength of 2,800, and one of our frigates has currently got a strength of 130, so we'd need about 20 frigates, and we can't build 20 frigates. So we're going to leave that dude over there. This one is a barren planet. No good. We can colonize it eventually. We need more technology to do so, so we'll leave that for now. Come over to... oh, that's the other thing as well. Like if you misclick, like I click on that, it's deselected the ship, and I have to click on it again and then click on what I was trying to click on, which is really annoying. So we've got a tundra world over here that can only support 5 people. Planets in this galaxy are awful. Alright. So this is explaining war and taxes. So we can up our taxes to get more money. I really don't think the monetary game design is that level yet. A barren planet. Hang on. Let's do it. I'm going to get my special thing out. Baron Yumps just turned up. And of course he said, a barren planet? That was a good one. I like it. I can't remember what windows I had up now. I've closed all the other windows. Oh no. Yeah. Third monitor's going on my my wish list. Definitely. I need to have more windows. So obviously this game that you're seeing right now is full screen on one of them, and I've got another one to the side. But it's streaming to three different services. So if you're watching on Twitch, you'll also find me on YouTube and Hitbox. We're live on both of those right now as well. But that does mean that I need to keep track of more things. Welcome back, Baron. Okay, let's go have a look at Jeremy Paxman and see what he's got to offer. Other than cutting political reporting. So unfortunately we got another gas giant here, which is not good. Not good for us yet, because we can't colonize these. Well, you can never colonize a gas giant, but we do have options later on. I won't spoil the surprise. Turn 21. So we got off to a slow start. I was trying to talk through how the game works in a little bit more detail. Let me know in chat if you've played a lot of 4Xs, if you're familiar with the concepts that you're seeing on the screen, or if this is all new to you, and how you find this compared to the other ones that you've played. Because even if you played a lot of 4X games, you might not have played any space ones, or you might have exclusively played space 4X. But most people have got some experience with Civilization, or have at least seen it. It seems to be the #1 4X game. So we've got a medium tundra planet here, which is not great. There's our pirate fleet over here. Where did our how long have we got left on the frigates? We've got 6 turns till we build that stack of 5 frigates. Now, I do like the way that... So if we have a look at... I'm going to show you this, the construction. Where are we? Over here. If we want to build one ship, we can do that here. But if you want to build 5 ships, that's also an option. And you see 5 ships take 5 times as many turns to construct. But you don't get the first ship until they're all done. So I don't understand what the point is in clicking on the 5 ship thing when you could just click the single ship 5 times. Good bit of Civ, says Baron Yump, as well as Master Orion 2 and 3. Oh, so this will be familiar to you if you've played the classics. So in actual fact, the early access version of this game does come with Master Orion 1, 2 and 3, the classics, included in a bundle, which is kind of nice. It isn't cheap. We've got a large swamp world here, which is, again is no use. Media discovered. What? Oh, there's a star system called Media. What the hell? I thought it was like, oh, I found a newspaper lying around or something. Nope. There's a star system called Media. They dressed up a horse in a three-piece tweed suit for Cheltenham, says Molinator. This is the worst time of year for me. This is why I'm staying in and why I've got days off work. Unfortunately, that is where I am, so the festival is basically invasion of the drunk Irish people for a week, which is not great for anybody who is not going to the races. I mean, there are Irish people who are not drunk, and there are Irish people who are not louts, but those kind of people tend to turn up for the races. Here we go, more news.
Should take heed as the Cylon Quanta has taken over another planet.
It's a race to the top for sentient beings across the galaxy.
Aha, Nat Beast, thank you for the tip there. Point in building 5 at a time is it costs 5% less, but it's buggy. Doesn't always work. Okay, yeah, so I can see that economy of scale kind of thing. Welcome, Nat Beast, by the way. Thanks for pointing that out. It's a good tip. And it definitely doesn't work at the moment. So we are kind of limited where we can go. I'm gonna go over and explore. This is a red planet, a red star. So we've got one scout coming over here already. We'll send the other one round here.
Amazing fuck!
Did he just say amazing fuck? This would be great for exploration. Deep scanner, yep, okay. So we've up until this point we've had to scan each individual planet, but now we can probably scan the whole system just by entering it, which is pretty good.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness.
I know.
We soar ever higher.
Electronic computer. What a ridiculous name. Allows greater energy accuracy. The tactical combat in this
Look!
is really not good. We'll see it. I'll show you why it doesn't work. And I'm sure it's just an early access feature, so it's going to be upgraded. So basically what we can do is we can take our frigates, and they currently cost 25 hammers, or whatever you want to call them, for 25 units of production to produce. If we upgrade them, it'll take 6 more. And if we upgrade the destroyers, it'll take 7 more. But this is putting the electronic computers, apparently, onto these ships for us, so it'll upgrade the design. It won't upgrade ships that are already in existence, but any new ones we build. And I click that, so we've got frigate 2 and destroyer 2. So they'll cost a little bit more to build in terms of time, but they'll have better equipment on them. Yeah, Nat Beast, I really hope they do allow turning off advisors, because I am about to put my fist through the monitor. It's interesting how much effort they put into all the voice acting. It is really high quality voice acting, but it's awful. It's just, it doesn't... I don't know, Baron, you're probably in a good position to say, having played a lot of Master Orion 2 and 3, but is it that same quirky style that they were going for? We can get around a little bit quicker with advanced fusion. I'm also interested in pushing a little bit more military.
Marvelous! Ah!
We've got some advanced magnetism, and we've only got 2 colonies so far, so we can get some more. Where's that pirate fleet got to? It's over here. Oh, and this is the other thing, like, you start the game with 2 scouts, but you very quickly, because this is a red line here, and we can't explore that yet, you very quickly run out of things to explore. I think we've explored a large part of the map now. The map that we can access. No, I realise the early Master Orion games wouldn't have had voice acting, but you know, the style of the game seems to be... It's not gritty space fantasy like Battlestar Galactica, for example. The new one was all kind of, this is realistic but in space kind of thing. Whereas this seems to be more light-hearted, like, hey, let's have a joke about, you know, big furry bears that are actually Russians. because that would be funny, apparently. I'm not sure I like the style, but I realised that. Shut up, you idiot. So everyone's gonna. Some people will find this genuinely funny and continue to find it funny. I thought it was kind of charming once, and now it's annoying me. Yeah. Okay, so that's warning us about morale, which is fine. We'll just check morale on our second colony over here, which is this one. So our morale's only 70% here, which means we're not affected at the moment, but when we get a larger population, some of those will go on strike and they'll refuse to do anything. It's kind of like people being on the dole, I guess. Okay, so they did have some of the quirks. Fair enough. The robot newscasting thing, given that the other thing I do is actual news for a space video game, I don't like those robots. They do a really bad job. They could just give me a graph or something. That would be really useful. But instead they make you listen to some text, which really isn't... Like, it's well voice acted, but the message shouldn't... Why would robots be delivering news? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, this is our prime world. How are we doing for pollution? So we've got 18% pollution. I'm just going to use the opportunity now to clean it up. We can get rid of that using a few turns of production. And once we've done that, I think... Yeah, I think we're going to concentrate on expanding. So we'll cut down the number of turns it requires to get another member on this world. So we've got a population of 8 now. The quirks added to the feel of the race, says Nat Beast. Yeah, I could see that. It's always difficult though, like humour in games is always difficult. Very few games really do humour well. And what I'm talking about well is humour that appeals to everybody. It's very difficult to make something funny pretty much across the board, you know. There's certain bits of humour that will only appeal to certain people. Let's get an automated factory on the... Actually, I'm going to work on the morale. So let's do a government support facility, which is basically like a welfare office. Come on. Accessible government services, they call it. So everybody who can't be asked to work just gets paid to not work. So we've got our 5 frigates here. And you can see their strength is 655. Which is more than enough to take on that pirate fleet. But it won't be enough to take on the space alien yet. The space dragon it was called. I mean, I think that humour is often best added from the player base, if that makes sense. So, for example, Skyrim was not intended to be a funny game. And it was very atmospheric as a result, but the community did a lot of really funny things with it, like...
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
Like the community turned the dragon at the start into Thomas the Tank Engine, which was the creepiest thing I've ever seen, but it was hilarious. And we also had a Gangnam Style, the Skyrim guards doing a Gangnam Style dance, which I thought was hilarious, you know. So that's my take on it anyway. So we've got a little bit more missile avoidance and a little bit more protection for our ships. I don't really see any reason not to upgrade them, so let's do it. We'll upgrade them. And I think now we take the drive, the fusion drive. And we've explored, we discovered a couple of new systems over here. We'll explore those in due course. A Mexican lucha libre dragon with a sombrero. That does sound awesome. But like again, it's kind of quirky, funny for a limited period, probably. All right. We've got 6 turns till we get more population. I will build a biosphere now, so we get 1 food and 1 research for 1 maintenance out of that. It's a good trade. Gold's fairly easy to come by, or whatever you call the currency. BC they call it, credits. But it's just gold, isn't it? It's always gold. So Shamari is a red star. I mean, this is fairly true to life. You wouldn't generally expect to find habitable worlds. We're not sure as a civilization, as a human race, is not really sure if we can find habitable worlds around red dwarf stars, which I'm assuming was what they mean by red stars. Not all red stars are red dwarfs, but it remains to be seen. And the reason is because they're very difficult. They don't emit much light, and they're not very big. So the typical strategy that astronomers will use is watching for a dip in the light when a planet goes in front of the star, and that's how we know that there's a planet there, and we can roughly work out how big it is and how far away from the star it is. With stuff like red dwarfs like these, we can't tell, but we think, well, not me personally, but astronomers think that they're unlikely to support life, which is modelled in this game in the fact that we've got a load of desert worlds and a gas giant. And you thought you came on Twitch for entertainment, but you're actually getting education. Hopefully you're getting both. Alright, here's Misha. We've got, this is a red star with exactly the opposite of what I just said. It's a lush ocean world over here. This is another small planet. I think this is more likely to be interesting. It's an orange star, so let's go over here. Ah. Now this is a space factory that's probably building a military outpost, knowing these guys, because these guys are the scary Russian bears. And all they want to do is attack people. They're like the... Do you remember Mehmed from Civilization 4? Or Mehmed, I suppose his name would be. The guy that in real life, he is 14... Is it 1475, I think? Well, Hernator will correct me if I'm wrong. Conquered what was Constantinople, now Istanbul. He was ruthlessly aggressive in every game of Civ I ever played. We've got another red line, which means we can't go over there. Now they haven't built that outpost. When they build it, we'll need open borders to be able to get through there. Let's have a look at his ships. His frigate is unupgraded, so we're doing alright there. 1453. Okay, well I was 22 years out. Not bad. Now did you look that up, or did you just know that, Mulhernator? There's a bit of a difference. I'd say Twitch is definitely winning at the moment, in terms of... I don't believe we have any hitbox or YouTube viewers at all. But hey, we'll carry on sending to all 3 services and see what happens. It's a new experiment for me. Oh, these two kind of match up. There is an outpost here, so we can't get across there. I might as well not. What we can do is ask him for embassy though. His disposition is completely neutral at the moment. Let's see what he has to say.
Outsider. Yes?
I mean,
Gold and sweet is honey.
I wouldn't have expected him to accept that, but I thought I'd try it anyway. So we
Walk with the wild.
have an embassy, and he doesn't. So we have an embassy in his bit. His homeworld must be this one, surely. Ursa. Actually, I think they all have the same homeworlds every time. I think. Amateur history buff, says Mulhernator. Most of the defenders were Venetians. Well, what do they open their blinds and find the Ottomans outside? Oh, hang on. Do they open their blinds and find the Ottomans outside? I gotta stop doing that. People are actually gonna unfollow as a result of me doing that after a while, I'm sure. There's a Venetian blind reference in case you didn't get it. But then if I had to explain it, it probably wasn't funny, right? So, where's these pirates gone? I'm going to keep a lookout for the pilot. What I don't like as well, I want to be able to drag a box over these and I can't. The interface is a little bit annoying. Scouts can cross military outposts. Really? Did not realise that, murders. Murders? M-Riders. How do I say that? MR1 does. Huh. I have no idea. Apologies if I'm saying that wrong. But thank you for the info. We do have 2 scouts anyway, so we don't need them both. Like there'll be a requirement for more scouts later in the game, but once we've explored all the systems beyond, once we've explored all the systems that can't be explored, that can be explored without crossing a red line, if I can get the words in the right order, then we won't need to have any more scouts for the time being. So they have completed their outpost over here. I can't remember if I went to this system or not. It doesn't have a name, so I can't have gone to it. Oh, Mr. Wonders. Oh yeah, I see that. That's about the one combination I didn't try. Mr. Wonders, welcome. Thanks for the tip and welcome.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So on the strategy map we've got 20% speed bonus, and on the regular map we've got, I don't know what 1.5 really means. Like it's not 1.5 times our current speed. But we'll upgrade all of our designs with a new engine. Neutrino physics. So we can have a neutron collider, which will give us more production. That will take a long time though. I think we're going to go for economics, which will unlock a few more things to build, which will get us more money. Money's never really been a problem for me in any games of this so far. It's just about maximising how much money we can sort of pump out. Back on our home system here. I think I am gonna start colonizing. I think it's gonna take 11 turns. We might as well start branching out a little bit. Like we've got this system here, Paradise. There's 2 pretty good planets here, and we've got a 3rd one over here, Gruzna Prime. Good stuff. I mean, I really hope they add more things like different galaxy shapes and things like that, because I remember, like, I didn't put a lot of time into Galciv 3. I played a lot of Galciv 2, but Galciv 3, the galaxies, the largest size was ridiculously big. And I'm not necessarily saying I want to play a galaxy that big, but to have the option to would be nice. And a different shape as well. All we've got at the moment is circle and spiral. So our second colony here, if we build an automated factory, we can get a bit more production. And I realise I haven't really prioritised production here. What I don't want to do is research here. I want these people to expand quicker. To multiply. Well, I still haven't found that pirate fleet. Or the pirate base. We did first encounter them over here, so I'm going to go over here and expect the pirate base to be around this star system here. What's the tone count? Oh yeah, so yeah, the webcam's an interesting question for this game. What I'm going to do is move it a little bit again, because I think if I move it right a bit, left a bit, left, yeah, we might be able to just overcome any problems with. So I normally have it bottom right or bottom left, but you can view the information now if I do that. Let me know how that works out for you. Ah, that kind of makes sense. Do you know Ursa is the constellation of the bear? So to have these big teddy bears living there kind of makes sense. I never really thought of that. What else is there left for our scouts to do, really? We've got one going down here. Our frigates can explore this world. And there's nothing up here to explore, really. Might be controversial, but I'm going to trash this one. So we get a little bit of scrap back. Not a lot. But I don't think we need that one. Butane discovered. Sulcus discovered as well. So we've got a pirate fleet. We have found our pirate fleet. Where is it? Where's butane? There we go. So once our frigates get there, I mean the pirates start off really easy. Turn 45. Excellent. There we go, there's the pirates. If we can catch them with our frigates up here, we can take them out. You can see the tactical map as well. What have we got in this system? It is a white star. Yeah, in real life you wouldn't expect to get habitable worlds near that. We've got an arid world. And this is another red line, which means we can't navigate that yet. So we have just no need for this scout. But this scout is enabling us to see that pirate fleet over there. It's got a combat rating of 63. Which is no problem. We can take it on. Not with a scout, but we can take it on. So I'm just going to leave that scout there for now, so we can see where the pirate fleet goes. We might need to move it. What have we got here? There's the bears. Oh no, they are pirates. Okay, I thought they were the bears. They're red as well. Ah, so here's a colony ship. I really hope the pirates get his colony ship. Let's withdraw this to this side. I don't know why he's sending a colony ship down here. These planets are terrible. Now I'm not sure if combat is allowed to occur in between the star systems, or whether it has to occur at one of these nodes at either end.
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
So trade goods is kind of like your civilization. When you haven't got anything to build, you can just turn all of your production into credits instead. Colonial Revenue Services, that sounds suspiciously like the tax office, is basically getting more credits out of each person that lives there, which could be useful. I think we'll take on molecular manipulation now, which will give us... Shut up, that bird's so annoying. So which will give us the ability to keep pollution under control. I finished 6 games, says Mr. Wonders, and I've yet to see those red warp trails. Is it exclusive to larger galaxy size? Ah, yeah, so probably. This is the large galaxy size right here. I've never played a game on the regular galaxy size, because I enjoy like large sprawling games, and I like taking my time over them. Everybody likes to play differently. There's currently only 2 map sizes, which is default and large, I guess. So I hadn't realised that on the smaller size there weren't those lines. But yes, we need a particular technology to get past that, and it is quite a long way along the tech tree. So are you saying on the default size then, Mr. Wonders, that you can just instantly explore the whole galaxy if you have the means to do so? I send our frigates after these pirates right here. I want to watch what happens here. These pirates aren't very strong, but they'll be able to take out that colony ship, because he hasn't protected it at all. There's no... Normally you'd send a combat ship here. Ah, they've moved away.
To GNN.
The Mershan Pride.
Oh, wow.
Against the Cylon Quanta for control of the galaxy.
So there's a war's broken out already. I wouldn't have expected that though. I'm not sure why. The Cylon are the kind of science nerds of the galaxy, and I wouldn't have expected them to necessarily fight the cats with boobs. No blocked pass, says Mr. Wonders. Interesting. With a random seed. Play through once with each race. Okay, so also, question for you is, how did you, because I haven't played as many games as you, how did you find the differences with each race? Like, was it noticeably different, or could you play using the same strategy? Or would you want to play with the same strategy? I think We don't need this scout ship. There's only one system we haven't explored, so let's get rid of it. And that system is now explored. The butane system. There's a pirate base here. We will need destroyers to take out the base itself. But these guys, they've got a combat strength of 14, and ours is 655. So let's nuke them. I don't like very much yet the tactical battles. I find these are way too simplistic, but this might change. So I'm going to simulate most of the battles, just to allow the computer to decide the outcome. But we will have a look, see what they're like. So we've got this kind of weird map here, and I can pause it and speed it up and everything. The controls for this are really awkward. They're the pirates over here. We've got our ships here, so let's go into a wedge formation. I don't know what any of this means in terms of, because they all just seem to just go. Well, that's just nonsense. They just seem to go head on at each other and just shoot. And that's the battle. So there's no kind of like using special abilities or firing different weapons or using different speeds or anything like that. It's just click on an enemy and wait for them to die, you know? Same general strategy, says Mr. Wonders, when he's speaking about playing as 6 different races in the game. Minor tweaks. So in instance with Slar, you don't need to build as much food production. Yeah, of course you don't. Yeah, because they get the food bonus. With Cylon, you can quickly overwhelm by focusing on research. So do you think that's unbalanced with a Cylon? Because it is one of the races that I played, and I found you did dominate in research. So we've got a bit of pollution building up once again. I'm trying to rush through as many citizens as possible here. What I will do is build probably don't need that. Probably 2 destroyers should be alright. With the destroyers we can go take out that pirate base, just because otherwise it keeps spawning more and more pirates and it gets really tedious. But here's our colony ship, and I said we'd take it over to... Oh yeah, that was right, Paradise. What a nice name for a system. Terran Ultra Rich, but it's small. And that one's small as well. So we're going to do the Terran Ultra Rich, even though it's small. Small will just mean that you can't have as many people. The eventual highest population you can reach is not as great. Okay, so we can't boost our morale more yet. We can boost our research and food at the same time by building one of these. And again, I'm focusing, I am allowing some production, but I'm focusing here on food. So 2 points of food is better than 1 point of research at this stage of the game, because we can get more people out of it. Oh, you do the council win, okay, Mr. Wonders. Not a quick contest victory. So balanced systems are my focus for the long game. Interesting then that, you know, you've played on the default size if you're going for the long game. I would have thought you maybe get a longer game with a larger size, or I might be wrong about that. Let's attack these guys, because these guys have a strength of 63. We have 10 times their strength. And unless anyone particularly wants to see space combat on a tactical map, I'm just going to click simulate every time, because I can't see the point. The tactical combat isn't complicated enough to be interesting yet. So easy victory. We're not going to take on the pirate base because we need destroyers for that, but these guys can hang around over here for now. Destroyers will take us near our fleet, what do they call it, command point cap. It's going to guard the point here. Rather than guard a planet, this will just stop any pirates getting out. I don't prioritise combat and conquest like so many streamers seem to, says Mr. Wonders. I don't like that either. the conquest kind of thing. Like, if somebody attacks me, I will defend myself, but I find it more interesting. This is one of the reasons I like Crusader Kings 2 so much, because if you're familiar with that game, it's nothing like this, but instead of military combat...
The Academy has worked tirelessly on this, Highness. We soar ever higher.
Shut up, you stupid bird. It focuses on military intrigue instead, which I find vastly more interesting. Political intrigue in terms of getting people assassinated, marrying into the right family, all of that kind of stuff. We don't have that kind of depth here, unfortunately. So the 4 X's of the 4X are quite small X's at the moment in Master of Orion. But the development's going quite well. I think it's quite polished. What they have released is what I like to call it's feature complete. It just doesn't have all the features you'd want yet. Bit hard to play these types of Civ strategy games after having played Paradox games, says Arjamario. Welcome, Arjamario. I know what you mean. These are very, very simple games, but they're beautiful. Look, I mean, this game looks awesome visually. So we got our missile, which is fine. We got our atmospheric renewer, and even when you compare to Galciv, this is a very simplistic game. You feel the same way about that damn bird, says Mr. Wonders. I didn't realise. Are all the races that annoying? Maybe the humans aren't. The humans are going to be really American though, aren't they? I know it. And that, to me as a Brit, that can be quite annoying sometimes. We don't need the cloning center or the death spores. I think... this will enable us to construct faster ships. Enable us to construct ships faster via the space elevator. How that works, I don't know. But it will also unlock cruisers, so let's do that. And a well-versed master of the Paradox strategy is Malhernator himself. I think he knows more about Crusader Kings 2 than I do about most other games put together. Where's the pirate fleet? Oh, so they spawn another bastard pirate fleet over here. So if you're wondering, I don't do a great deal of 4X on this channel, if you are new and you want to get a feel for what this is. I'm simulation and strategy though, mainly. So we do a lot of simulations, things like Euro Truck, American Truck, Bus Simulator, OMSI, which is Bus Simulator. Let's go simulate that, we're going to kick their ass. And then Crusader Kings 2 every Sunday. We've got a Third Crusade campaign going on right now. Episodes are on the YouTube channel. And some Xenonauts as well, so turn-based alien fighting XCOM style strategy. Although the Xenonauts campaign is in severe doubt right now, judging because we basically we trashed our top 7 ranking soldiers in a disastrous fight against aliens who are way too powerful. Master of Magic, says Arjamario. I haven't heard of that one. All of the races getting annoying after 5 minutes. That's from Nat Beast. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. So we've arrived at Paradise Prime. Let's colonize this one. As you can see, the cutscenes don't vary that much. I mean, the backdrop varies when you colonize a barren world, obviously. Yeah, I mean, if enough people find the advisors annoying, Mr. Wonders, I'm sure they'll put it in. That's the nice thing about this kind of thing, because they might have, in the olden days of software development, they might have developed the whole game, and it might have been a complete unselling point for some people that the game had these annoying advisors in, and they wouldn't have been able to fix it. But it should be fairly easy for them to fix, because they're getting feedback from the fans. And I'm quite happy to back a project like this, because even though it's in early access and it might never get finished, I'm looking at you, Space-Based DF9, I'm fairly confident that it will, because it's already a fairly complete game. It has a lot of polish on it, and there seem to be regular updates. Let's go with some hydroponic farms. Excellent. Right, what I'm going to do is take a very brief break at this point. Stick around. If you can stick around for 5 minutes, we'll carry on with this campaign and see where this takes us. I haven't played a lot of Master of Orion. I am liking it a lot so far. I don't think there's going to be enough to keep me interested unless they add more things, but that's going to be coming up. That's the point of early access, I suppose, to release a feature incomplete game that gradually gets expanded upon. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes.